Now we come to the mental discipline. I think this is the most exciting part of the yoga practice, the mental discipline. Everything begins with the mind. So if you really look at Patanjali's science of climbing the ladder of yoga, it's all about the control of the mind. If the mind is under the control, then everything else will come under control. So this is the part of the practice that the yogi has to master. And mental discipline really means developing a very, very strong willpower. Willpower is soul power. So if you want to realize the soul within yourself, then your will has to be very strong. So control of the mind, there are various methods of controlling the mind. It's really a process which is intertwined with swadhyaya or self-study, which is what we'll talk about next. So when you understand how your own mind works, you are the best person to be able to tweak your habits, change your habits, develop the positive thinking, and in turn build the willpower. So positive thinking is the strongest aspect of controlling the mind. If you're thinking positive, you're being creative, constructive, and you can develop a strong willpower. So now we come to the next aspect of the Kriya Yoga practice, which is called Swadhyaya, or self-study and the study of scripture or the yogic text. So the meaning of self-study really is understanding your own strengths and your weaknesses. So we maintain our spiritual diary, which is our daily practice. So the spiritual diary is kind of our benchmark as to how our practice is evolving. In the spiritual diary, we have certain tenets that we follow on a daily basis, and to see how our practice is evolving, how our practice is growing. So first we have to chart out the method of how our mind is working. What are the choices we're making on a daily basis? That is the self-study part of the Swadhyaya. The second aspect of Swadhyaya is study of yogic texts. So we're studying the Yoga Sutras. We should definitely have a program of studying the most important works of yoga. The Bhagavad Gita is a critical text. The 18 chapters of the Gita describe the different paths of yoga as described by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, who has all the transcendental questions. He asks, how should a yogi live in this world? What are the choices the yogi should make? What is bhakti? What is raja? What is jnana? All these pertinent questions to the practice of yoga. And then the Yoga Vashishta, which is the conversation between the sage Vashishta, one of the Sapta Rishis, the 7 sages, and his disciple Lord Rama, who is the avatar of Lord Vishnu. And Lord Rama is asking again these pertinent questions about what is the cosmic illusion, what is Maya, what is Brahman, what is the absolute power, why are we born, what is the reason for our existence, what is the reason for avidya, what is the reason for this illusion. So all these questions that are in the mind of a yogi and a yogini, these pertinent questions are all answered in the Bhagavad Gita and the Yoga Vishishta, and of course the Yoga Sutra. So that is the second aspect of Swadhyaya, or the study of yogic texts. The third aspect of Kriya Yoga is called Ishwara Pranidhana. The word Ishwara means the indwelling cosmic intelligence or God, and Pranidhana means faith. So Ishwara Pranidhana means constantly living in the presence of God. So what is Ishwara? A lot of times the yogic student does not understand the concept of an external power. So the faith is a process that comes through intuitive knowledge. The Ishvara is none other than our own higher self. So it's the higher mind. We have to evolve into our higher mind. And the yamas and the niyamas that Patanjali is asking us to practice is the method of purification. It is the method where the mind starts getting more pure and the mind is absorbing now the intuitive knowledge which we are receiving in meditation. So constantly living in the presence of this indwelling cosmic light is Ishwara Pranidhana. Now, a beautiful example that is given in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, "He who devotes all his actions to me is performing all the service in the world for my sake, and who has complete faith in me will come to me." So when we study the Gita, it's the concept of a personal deity that Arjuna is relating to. We don't have sometimes that personal inspiration to be in the presence of the Ishvara like Arjuna had. But yet, when you start to perform karma yoga or selfless service, you're going beyond your ego and you're trying to find a way to connect to this indwelling cosmic light. And once the faith develops, that yes, you're performing something which is greater than your own needs, greater than your own ego, then the higher self or the Ishvara will reveal himself to you in the meditation. That is the beauty of the practice. So that faith has to be there, where you know that revelations will come to you during your meditation. It can come darshan, it's called a darshan or grace, can also come in the process of dreams. So all these encouragements will happen, but that faith of the practice has to be developed over a period of time by the yogic student.